What do you want to be when you grow up? I think this is one of the most important questions of our lives. And when do people ask us that? When we're 5. And everything's a dream. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, when we hear the word dream, it often sounds intangible, unreachable. But it's not. If you can think it, you can do it. I'm not saying it's easy, but dreams are possible. When I was 16 years old, I was faced with choosing a college and career, major life decisions. Now, I had lots of ideas, but nothing seemed to quite fit. Well, my brother said to me, why not advertising? You're really good at drawing and writing, and you love watching TV. Now, I'm from New York, so I pictured myself working in Manhattan and creating billboards and magazine ads. I said, that sounds cool. Well, I did a little research and thought, that's it. I'll grow up to be an art director.
Let's see what's on television. Tonight, on Tinseltown Tattletales, see how Kirstie Alley dropped 10 pounds in one night with the amazing new Hollywood diet. And see what the stars are wearing at the Golden Globes tonight. A not-so-subtle reminder of who you're not and who you should want to be. It's all coming up after this. My friends, have any of you noticed that the media seems intent on telling you that you haven't got it? Day in and day out, we're told we should want the good looks of Brad Pitt, the curious celebrity of Paris Hilton, or the sex appeal of Orville Redenbacher. Day in and day out, we're told we should want to be somebody else. Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, and guests. Okay, all you overachievers out there, how many of you have heroes? Come on, hands up. Right, and heroes are great, right? They inflame, they motivate, they inspire.
In New Zealand, we hear many stories of inspiration that use that magnificent of birds, the bald eagle. One such story has it that at just 3 months of age, and the wind changes, the young eagle dares to fly. Tentatively at first, but soon it soars high into the air. And at that point, the adult eagle turns away from its young and never sees it again. Wow! What a story! I hope it's true. You'll be able to tell me afterwards. Because it's so exciting and so sad. Each bird seeking its own fulfillment. But first, they must get go of each other.
Slumped in a chair in my office. Jeremy was a 19-year-old drug-addicted teenager, abandoned by his parents at the age of 13, was being suspended from high school by a principal, me, for the rest of the year. With eyes filled with hopelessness, Jeremy said in desperation, "What am I going to do now?" As I pondered Jeremy's question, I'm reminded of a motivational speaker by the name of Crystal Kuykendall, who said that we are merchants of hope. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, do you remember a moment in your life when you were in need of hope?
In 1983, the 2 best pilots in Texas teamed up to fight the Red Baron. We called ourselves the Aviators. Snoopy 1 to Snoopy 2. I see him. Brake hard right. Tighten your britches. I'm coming in hot. Woo-hoo! Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, it was official. We flew a bajillion combat missions with 0 casualties. We were invincible. So we thought. Truth is, we were too young to know that sooner or later, we all fall down. That's the bad news. The good news is, no matter how badly you fall, love can lift you back up.
Boom! Down goes Muhammad Ali. February 10th, 1962, professional boxer Muhammad Ali was knocked down for the first time in his life by Sonny Banks. As the referee began his count to 10, Ali said that he sat up, looked around and thought to himself, the canvas is no place for a champion. So he rose to his feet, dusted himself off, made sure he was still pretty. Then he hit Sonny Banks so hard, Mrs. Banks got a headache. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, on that day, Muhammad Ali proved to the world, but more importantly, to himself.
Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you my alter ego, Bob. Full name, Bobby Backwards. Bob for short, because Bob backwards is, well, you see, when I want to go forward, my alter ego wants to go backwards. When I say yes, Bob says no. And Bob always gets his way. I mean, just look at the size of him. Now, he's grown to this height and to this girth by consuming all of the no's that I have uttered over my lifetime. No's in response to my fear of failure, my fear of embarrassment, rejection, judgment, responsibility. What?
Come, good wife, said Farmer Gray. Put on your things. It's market day. We'll be off to the nearest town, there and back, before the sun goes down. Take Spot? No. We'll leave old Spot behind. Mr. Contest Chair, distinguished guests, fellow Toastmasters, Spot ne'er barked and Spot ne'er whined, but soon made up his doggish mind to follow under the wagon. What is your earliest memory? For me, this little childhood poem, The Little Dog Under the Wagon, is my earliest memory. I'm not quite 3 years old, and my mother tells me this little anonymous poem every day at nap time.
Oh no, we're going to be late. Mr. Contest Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I was driving with a friend to a Toastmasters district convention, and we used a GPS, satellite navigation device, instead of a map. It seemed like a good idea at the time, because my friend and maps really didn't get along. And I was happy because I could listen to Jane, the voice inside the GPS, with her smooth, sophisticated, and let's face it, sexy voice. Jane could tell me where to go all day and all night long. It was a nice drive through the rolling hills of Australia, and after passing through some glorious forests, Jane announced, "You have arrived at your destination."